All right, welcome insiders. Today we are recording a product feedback session with a very good old friend, Bob Cusick. And I met Bob, I think 25 years ago at a software conference.
Yep.
And we started doing some SQL training together. This was a group of people that had no idea even how to spell SQL.
Correct.
And we had a lot of fun doing that. And while doing so, we came up with the idea to start Servoy. So we came up with that idea while we were sitting in a hot tub drinking beers from out of the conference bag, because it was not legal to bring your own beer, but it was much cheaper. And hey, I'm Dutch at the end of the day. And that's when, at that point, we decided we had a prototype of Servoy. Then we showed it to a few people. And then we were sitting in a hot tub and Bob said, why don't we start a company around this? And that's how Servoy got started. That is the Servoy celebrating 20 years now of being released. But this is the founding story. So that's how long I've known Bob. And unfortunately, Bob had to leave Servoy simply because we were not generating enough money at the start. And he had a family and needed more income. So he had to leave to get a corporate job, but he always remained very involved in Servoy as a shareholder, which we both still are today. And he's now offering us some feedback, and he's going to give us the raw version. So this is PG-13 rated, or there's an even tougher rating, right? Is it X-rated? X-rated? Is it the one we need?
Well, we're not doing X. No, maybe R-ish.
R-rated. This is an R-rated product review. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to help Playbookify to be as user-friendly as possible right out of the box. And so that's what we're doing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let me see which screen it is. This one, good.
Yeah, and for the viewers, I think this kind of product feedback from people that are not an active user of your product, you should be getting that as well. Like because you start working with a lot of blind spots, you think that people understand the terms you use, you think that people understand how to onboard, but it is a good idea to once in a while get people that are not a daily user into your application and then give them your honest feedback.
Well, and plus, I mean, you guys have been, heavily involved in building the project from scratch. And so things that are obvious to you because you've heard them for so long, or the paradigms that you create, you created them, right? So for you, they're obvious. So I'm just here to give you a third party from the beginning sort of, let's see where it goes. So,
Cool.
So I have to try for free and it gets started. They're both the same color. I assume they do the same thing.
I'm not really sure if I'm really looking forward to this session, but
fair enough. All right, let's do it. Good. All right. Password 1 2 3 4 5 6. 8 characters. 7 8. Special character exclamation. Nice. Okay. So I assume the username is my email.
Yeah.
This. All right. So let's go here and go to here.
Oh, Mendix.
Mendix, yeah, nice.
That was a pretty good experience as well, not?
That was not even a thing. It was terrible.
That kind of made my day, because after the Playbookify rant, at least there's one product that is worse than Playbookify.
Nice. Now, so pardon me. So here's something that I like is that after the email confirmation, it actually logged me in rather than just taking me to the login page that I got to enter the crap that I just entered. So that's very good. That's very helpful. So a workspace, example, your company name. Okay. ABC company.
Is this clear enough? Like,
I don't know what a workspace is. So one thing that I would suggest is in the same font size is say your workspace is where you do everything. This is your some kind of a description, and then say workplace name, right? Because I don't know what a workspace is. I know what a workspace is in terms of Eclipse, right? But I don't know what a workspace is in terms of this product.
yeah, sure. Got it.
Okay, what teams do you have in your company? Okay. I don't know why you're asking me that. I feel like you're going to try to help me and set something up.
Yeah, essentially we try to pre-select some templates for you and kind of pre-fill your account with some relevant data.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think most companies have most of this, right?
Yeah. So we probably have to add a text here to like explaining that we need this, or we ask this to pre-fill their account with relevant data.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you put it right in here and just tell them why you're asking, because you're asking to help them, but I don't know that right now. I'm like, maybe you're taking a survey, and then I don't know what this is. S. Dot.
I have no idea either. It should probably say skip.
I would say skip.
Yeah. And maybe a minor point here, but should it not be like select one or multiple? One or more?
No, one or more is fine. No,
yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Good. Next. What roles do people have in your company? I see. So you created these tabs based on my previous answer. Okay, good. Yep, I have that. I don't know what this is. I don't know what a performance marketer is. I have no idea.
Then you probably don't have it.
Yeah, true. Head of finance, financial controller. I mean, there's one guy. I'll just say head of finance. Okay, customer service. Technical support, yes.
So and Bob, what is your thinking right now if you fill in this this wizard?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I assume it's going to set up something somewhere, but I have no idea what it's going to set up.
So again, it would be better to explain why we ask this.
I would say so. I think right underneath this, I think it's especially important, especially when you're doing your onboarding, is to make it as clear as possible, because right now I'm just answering questions. I have no idea what any impact is. I don't know anything about anything, management. Well, yeah. I mean, I just said that I have a head of finance, but they may not be a CFO. Okay, no, fine. So, I mean, this isn't really targeted a small business. It's targeted a more bigger business. Is that right? Because, I mean, small companies don't have a separate CFO and a COO but I can see.
I think the main idea behind this flow was to kind of give some suggestions. But now I'm seeing you going through the wizard. I think it feels more like you have to check all the boxes, which is not necessarily the idea behind it. So if you just select one or two, that's fine, because you can change it later. But the system doesn't kind of direct you in that specific wizard. So
I would I will put a button at the bottom that says skip for now,
Yeah.
rather than say skip, because I don't know what I'm missing, right? So maybe
Yeah.
skip for now. Now, I really
Yeah.
like this one. To help you get started, we created some wiki pages and playbooks. I don't know what any of those mean. I know what a wiki is. Feel free to modify them or delete them. Let's go. And then invite teammates. I'm like, why would I invite teammates? I'm just starting this process. I don't even know what's going on yet. So I don't think this is
Yeah,
what.
the idea behind this option here is that if you want to evaluate the system with a few teammates, then this would be a place, I guess, to
I would never
invite.
do it live. I would never do it live. For me, my workflow, this is Bob's workflow, is that I would go in first, check it out, and then if it works well, then I'll go ahead and add another account and add somebody to come in and we can talk about it and have a Zoom or whatever. But I would never do this my first time through in a wizard. Just
Yeah, that
FYI.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah,
Let's
got it.
go. Okay, so let's go. All right. Dashboard, roles. What do I do here? What the hell? Add a new team. I just have a team. There's all the people that I just outlined. Add a new role. I don't want to add a new role. Like, what's the role? Add a wiki to this role. To what role? What role am I looking at? Add a playbook to this role. What the hell's a playbook? I don't know what to do here. I think these are great options, but I don't know what they mean. And in this context of dunking me on this role page, I have no idea what to do next.
This is probably a silly question, but what would you expect? What kind of content or screen would you expect after clicking let's go?
There needs to be a home screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, let's just go here. Let's just go to dashboard. Okay. So what I would expect is not to be dumped on roll. Well, watch this. So by the way, I was in roles, but dashboard was highlighted, FYI. The first time I came in, dashboard was highlighted, but yet I was on the roles page. So you want to debug that. So what I would expect is go to a dashboard, have one more wizard that says, this is your main view. It's called a dashboard. It shows you at a glance your status. To get started, create a new playbook.
Yeah.
Or I'm not even sure what the first step actually literally is. I would assume Playbookify that you want to make a playbook, whatever that is, right? So I would say, okay, wiki to me means blog. That's what a wiki means, or a place where you can hold common. Well, let's go there. Okay, that's helpful. So now, good. This is where you start to create a playbook. Okay.
That's a small bug there.
Yeah.
Playbook.
Yeah, it should say wiki.
But this is a good example, right? Branding guidelines. So now that tells me the kind of content that I should put in here. And let's see, playbooks. Copy of blank. Email marketing SOP. Okay. Can I make the columns wider? Yes, but there's no visual indicator that I can. I don't know what this is. Copy of what?
Me neither, frankly.
Copy of this. Okay, so how do I delete this playbook? Edit playbook. I want to delete it. How do I delete it?
Well, this is interesting.
I just want to delete this. So now I'm editing it because I assume that well, I don't know. Okay, so how do I get out of here? How do I get back to my list.
I don't want to interrupt you because the fact that you kind of talking out loud already helps to identify potential improvements.
Yeah, no, sure. And I'm just please don't take it personally. I'm not, because I know how much work this is, because I'm a software developer as well. Okay, so I know how much work goes into each step of this. So I'm not criticizing you. I'm trying to help you to make sure that the customer experience is what I experience in all the other websites or all the other pieces of software that I use.
Yeah, and
right?
I'm no worries because I'm used to work with Jan for almost 2 years now.
Oh, that's
So-
true too.
so-
You know what? So like, what would be a potential idea would be to wait. How come this is the only one that has a rollover color? This. So I was thinking of like, something that I've done in the past is, so on the rollover, to have an edit icon or a delete icon at the end of the row, so I can do it just from this list because this is the context I'm in right now, right? So let's go back to copy of.
So there is a way to delete it, actually in both screens, but it's
So how do I delete it from here?
So next to the title, there's those meatballs menu.
Oh,
and
that's really not obvious.
No,
that's really not obvious at all. It should be up here.
Yeah.
Or like, when you hit edit playbook, there should be a delete playbook.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Because you don't expect an important playbook control close to the title, because
that's correct.
It kind of indicates that it's the title setting.
That's right. It makes no sense to me. I mean, and I also expect to just click in. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
No, that's nice. But this, I would have never found. Obviously, I didn't find it. Right?
Yeah.
Delete
You're right.
You want to delete this run? I didn't start a run, and I don't even know what run is.
This is a bug.
I'm like, yes, delete the run.
So the second way to delete a playbook is to select the playbook in this grid with the checkbox on the left.
Wait, I just clicked on it and it went to it instead of.
Yeah, I think you clicked the line item, not the checkbox itself.
Yeah. But look, so like, I went back to wiki. So the last view that I had was playbooks, not wikis. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't remember that. Yeah.
So if you select the checkbox, then a pop-up will appear like delete.
I see. That's obviously not obvious.
Not obvious enough. Okay, got it.
Right. So what might be nice is if you put the icon at the end of the rollover, but it only shows when you roll over it. So you go, okay, well, I'm acting on this item, right?
Yeah.
For example, might be an idea. So email marketing SOP, great. So I think that's something I get my head around. Okay, so introduction. Nice. This is good. We'll cover everything from strategy. Good. Nice. So the only problem is if I scroll, the steps is going to go away. Like on something that's long, I lose my table of contents if it's too long.
Yeah. The steps should be sticky.
Yeah. But I like this. This content is very cool, and it shows me that I can include checklists somehow. So that's nice. Let's see if I edit. Okay. So, am I editing? There needs to be some sort of, I mean, I see the plus, but it's unclear to me that I'm in the edit mode because it didn't visually like change.
The content.
And I'm not sure.
You didn't notice the orange bar and ribbon on top
Here?
Mhm.
I wasn't even looking for it.
Okay.
Edit mode is good though. Maybe also put an orange ribbon at the bottom, because I'm
Mhm.
looking here. I'm not
Yeah,
looking here, right? And I'm just trying to figure out. So I hit edit because what I want to do is I want to add one of these, add action. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be, and I want to move it to the top.
Yeah, that doesn't work, but that's
Oh, I
definitely
see.
could work.
Yeah, because in everything else, when I see a handle like this, that means click to drag.
Yeah, it's the wrong icon.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I get this thing. I mean, that's okay. Because I know exactly what you're doing behind the scenes. So I know what a pain in the ass it actually is. So I get it. Move
Yeah,
up and
but
down.
just a random user wouldn't know.
And also this, right? This is a pain in the ass to move.
Yeah.
I mean, like if I got a list of 20 items and I'm going to rearrange them and I'm going to hit move up 19 times to get it to the first item.
Yeah, it's a bit of a technical challenge. But yeah, that
Oh no, I
shouldn't
get
be,
that.
yeah, but that's not a valid reason to not fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Or show a dialog box and ask them what position they want to move it to,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah,
then
this is
choose from like,
really,
1 to 10 or whatever, position if you can't do the actual drag, which is fine.
yeah, this is definitely a pain in the ass.
It's definitely a pain in the ass. So now I'm like, okay, so now I want to, like, what if I don't save changes? So let's go over here. Go back to my playbooks, email marketing. Loading, that's good. And it kept the tab and it saved my changes. Very good. That's awesome. To be honest, I wasn't expecting it to save the thing. I was thinking, oh great, it's not going to even save it, but it saved it, and it brought me back to where I was when I left it, which is brilliant.
Well, at least we passed that test.
Which is really good. Okay, so now let's take a look at this, because I would, but notice what's highlighted still. Why is wiki highlighted, but I'm on a playbook, right?
Yeah, that's a bug.
Yeah. Show form fields only. I don't know what that means, but let's try it. I see.
Does it make sense?
No.
To you?
I mean, it does make sense in the sense that you're hiding the yada yada. But this, I mean,
and do you have any clue why that is a feature?
I have no idea. I mean, I assume that if you do this many times, you don't want to scroll to the bottom to get to what the action is that you want to take.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly why it is in there.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't know what a form field is, and I don't consider this a form, number one. And show form fields only doesn't make any sense to me. What might make sense is, what do you call these things? Are they actions? Are they?
Yeah. Would it be better to say something like switch to action view?
Yeah. Or something like hide descriptions,
Yeah.
Or show actionable items only, or something like that, right?
Actionable items, yeah.
I like the toggle, and I like the feature. I think that this can be more clear. So let's go to this step here. Take a look. Instructions. Pro tip, spend enough time crafting a subject line that grabs the reader's attention. Here's a few formulas to consider. This is where I would put in ChatGPT.
Yeah,
right here. I would say, craft me a headline for this, blah, 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 and here's the body of the email, and I'll come up with 5 of them for you. If you were thinking about AI, this is the place to put it. Perform A/B testing. But I mean, so I get that this is an example, but like you perform A/B testing is like 15 steps. Schedule and send email campaigns is 5 steps. Analyze email performance metrics is 5 steps. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of like saying write software, deploy it, get customers, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So each one of these has multiple things attached to it. I get that it's an example, and that you're trying to prompt them to come up with their own checklist.
Yeah.
So let's edit this. So I want to
So
add something.
so even though it is dummy content, or it's mainly a placeholder, you still suggest to make it a bit more like extensive and ready to use for the sake of clarity.
Or yeah, I mean, I think that these I would put these in the description. For example, some of the things that you can have on your checklist is A/B testing, schedule new email campaigns, and analyze email performances. And you may want to have a checklist for each one, or a step for each one. So this is where I'm unclear. So I wanted to add another checklist, right? So I hit plus, and it was add. So it didn't do anything. Oh, I see. Oh, hang on. Oh, good. Ah, nice. This is the 100% what you're going to do. Perfect. And it didn't this. Yes, absolutely. All right. So what if I want to move this? So I want to add another control. I'm going to add a date picker. And what's happening?
System is pretty slow.
I mean, it didn't scroll down here. It stayed here. So I didn't even know that the object was added.
Yeah.
So let's add a date picker. Oh no, here's the famous thing. Ah, look, lots of them. Cut, copy, paste above, paste below. Let's paste below. Ah, dimmed out, good. Cursor changes, nice. Move up. Anybody? No cursor change. What's it? All right, let's try it again. No, it's doing something. Ah, now we got it.
It is very slow, yeah.
But so I see. So now I'm on the checklist object itself. Let's move down. There's no visual indication, so I'm like, oh, okay, move it down. Great. So I would say kind of the same thing as the items in here, right? So either give them a spot. I mean, if you can't make the objects drag, throw up a dialogue where they can at least do drag and drop in that dialogue, and then reorder the stuff for them, for example. And then change the cursor to busy, you know, while you're doing something, because I wasn't sure what was going on. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to kill a dead horse here, but notice that wiki's still highlighted even after all those changes that I made.
Yeah.
FYI. So I don't know what a run is, but it sounds fun. So let's start a new run.
You first have to save it in order to be able to run it.
Oh.
So the button should be grayed out. I think it is grayed out, but that's definitely not something you've noticed.
I would take save changes and outline it in like this, but make it dark gray with white, or make it the same thing as this, because this is dimmed and I get your color scheme, no problem. But this was not obvious.
Okay.
Start new run. Okay, saved it. I don't know what a run is yet, but let's try it. Email marketing SOP. Give this run a name, -202-3108. I don't know what that number is, and give this. So should I give it a name or a number?
So the idea is, yeah, the idea is, but this is clearly not working. To give it a reference that says something. Yeah, this could work. Or also, if you send a weekly newsletter, then you could give it the number of the week here. Or if it's a daily, just today's date, or
I would put that in some kind of rollover text, or like you put a question mark icon next to this, so they can click it and see and do exactly what you just told me. Because that would give me a lot better hint. And who needs to run this playbook? Well, I'm the only person in here. What are my choices? Who needs to run this playbook? Is this who I'm assigning it to?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would say assign. I wouldn't say who needs to run this playbook. I don't know what that means. At a deadline, good. Date picker for tomorrow. Puts in the time, even though I can't choose the time. Like, what if I do this? Okay, let's close this and go 222. Invalid date time. Okay. So I see. So that's where you can set the time. That's where what's 10? Why did this go to today? It's not showing the date. It's showing me the time. It's giving me the current time, but it's not showing me the date. And I thought this was the time. No. Oh, it's a toggle. Like,
this is really painful to watch.
I'm like,
it looks like we already have 30 to-dos from this session, Bob. So we're gonna stop it because Johan has a different meeting going on.
Oh no, I'm sure, and I have one as well. But
first of all, thanks a lot for this feedback. And second, Bob, have you considered offering this as a service to other software companies that they can hire you for a product feedback / rant?
And I think it wasn't too much of a rant, but
this one was also pretty woke.
But so this is how I feel on the inside, guys. Don't worry about it. It's a high fives for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity. And yes, I mean, I'm available to give my unsolicited, nitpicky feedback to whomever on whatever. So thanks for your time, guys. It was a real pleasure hanging out with you today.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bob. Really helpful.